sparkling spectrumite. First of all, long time no see, or no talk, or no hear. I'm not really sure how to say that because it's not like we really see each other, but you know, it's been a while since we've caught up. So I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. I am definitely so glad to be back and giving you guys a whip and chat. There has been a lot that has been going on, and it has just been crazy busy. So before I keep going, let me kind of tell you what I'm working on. First of all, whip and chat is, whip is work in progress, and chat means I just get to chat with you, kind of catch up, see how you're doing. You guys can kind of hear how, you know, things are going with me. And I am working on such a fun canvas, guys. I absolutely love this canvas. It's called My Brightest Dreams by Regan Kubicek from Dreamer Designs. It is a 60 by 80 centimeter. And it is a girl with like Care Bears, and she's drinking boba. You can kind of see some Care Bear here on the side. And it's delightful. Like, this canvas is so fun. Not only that, but it also has 11 ABs and 2 crystals. So it is chock full of special drills, and it is so much fun. So I am working on that. I was really hoping I might be finished with this by the end of July, but I don't know if that's gonna happen because yeah, I was kind of out of commission for a few days. But some of the tools that I'm using, first of all, I am using my Creations by LEP tray. I love these trays. They're just nice and compact. They've got a sliding top, and the drills line up really nicely. She does all sorts of different colors. There's a nice stopper here, and yeah, just a nice all around good tray. For pen, oh my gosh, guys, look at this pen. Is this not absolutely gorgeous? So I wish I could tell you who the maker of this pen is, but I don't know, because I actually got this pen from a D-stash. So I could not believe my luck. I just happened to be the first one who responded, and I was able to get it. But look at this. It's gorgeous, guys. It is probably my favorite pen right now because it's just so beautiful, and it has this cute little like crystal ring in it. So yeah, guys, so for those of you who, I know for me, like, I love getting pens, but I don't always have the budget for them. And so for those of you who might be in that same situation, check out D-stash sites because you just never know what you can find there. I'm on a D-stash group on Facebook. And believe it or not, guys, like, I'll be honest and tell you how much I paid for this pen. This pen only cost me $25. Which is crazy because you guys, for those of you who are, you know, pen collectors, you know how expensive they can be. And so to find this for $25 was like pretty much a steal. I couldn't believe it. So this is the pen I'm using. Wax, I'm going to use my WIP wax, which is this beautiful, very nice sweet strawberry. You get a ton for what you pay for. I mean, I've barely scratched the surface of it, and it's so pretty and pink, and it smells amazing. This is, again, a small business owned by Laura, my dear friend at Anxiety Art Adventures. She is also my co-host for Fantastic Felines 2024 and a sponsor. So yeah, had to use some of her wax. And then putty, I am going to use, because what I like to do is I like to put wax in my single placer and putty in my multi-placer. And the putty that I'm using is this really nice Ocean Mist from Pure Bliss Wax Company. Corey has a great small business, and it's on Etsy. And yeah, this is just, it's very nice. It's a nice fresh scent. It's very summery, and I really like it. It holds up well in the summer too, because I know for any of you who are dealing with crazy heat like we are right now, it can definitely mess with your putty. So those are just some tools. And then my cover minder, it's kind of in the corner here, but you can kind of see it right there. It's my initial that I got from sorry. So from Pandas, which is, she's amazing. She's also another small business. So, and then what I used to kit up in is I have these amazing set of drawers that I got from Hobby Lobby. And these have worked great. I actually kind of love the whole idea of kitting up into drawers. And I'll probably be talking more about that down the road with like just different ways I've kitted up and have stored drills before. Drawers might be kind of my new favorite way because these drawers have worked awesome. So let me just kind of pour some into my tray here and we'll get going. Oh my goodness, guys. So where do I even start? It's been crazy. I feel like gosh, I think it's been like a month since I've really been able to talk to you guys. And so, yeah, I mean, basically needless to say is this summer has been really busy and it's been a good busy. Like it's definitely kept me active, kept my daughter busy. For those of you who might be new, I have a 10-year-old. And she's just, summer is always the time where what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? So it's definitely a lot of that, but thankfully, I've kept her busy. She did swim team this summer, which she had fun at. She did a ton of volleyball because she was actually trying out for her first club team now that she's old enough. So there was a lot of that. There was a lot of, kind of volleyball prep going on, which I will share with you right now. She made it on a team, guys. I'm like super proud of her. So this was a team. It was her. So club volleyball, we are learning, is a whole different ball game. So for those of you who have, so for those of you who maybe have kids in like club sports, it is way different. So my daughter has always played at the the local YMCA here, which is a great league, but it's a little different than competitive club sports. And my daughter hadn't really been old enough to try out for a team, but this year she was, because she's going into 5th grade and she qualifies now. So she had really wanted this team. It's kind of a branch from the local university here, which my husband and I are really involved with. My husband's an alumni and like we support them a lot. We do a lot of their fundraisers, activities, stuff like that. Because, that's just kind of what happens when you live in a college town. And this was her team that she wanted. So I'm really proud of her because like they had open gyms and tryouts, and she went to every single one. Like she went to every single open gym to like so they could kind of see what she's got. And then she did tryouts and she made it on a team. They had 4 teams with 10 spots on each team. And sure enough, she got on one of the teams. So we was super proud of her because honestly, she worked really hard for this. Like, I will say, I'm a pretty goal-oriented person, but, you never know, like, how a kid's going to respond to that. Like, can you really teach them, like, hey, if you practice real hard and long-term goals, like, those are kind of harder things to teach, like, to younger kids, like, kind of just to, like, you know what I mean? When you're teaching them long-term goals, it's kind of hard for them to see that. But she really did. She had a long-term goal to get into it. She worked... the whole, so far this whole summer, she's even going to a camp at the end of this week, another volleyball camp that her new coach will be running, and she's just put everything into it. And honestly, I'm really proud of her because I kind of asked her, I'm like, why do you want to be on this team so much? And, she's like, I just really love it. And I'm like, well, why do you want to go to every open gym and everything? And she was like, because Mom, I want them to see how serious I am. And I gotta be honest, guys, I was pretty impressed for, a new 10-year-old to say that. I was like, wow, like she really does. She's got goals and she's really doing everything she can to accomplish them. So, I don't know, guys, this is more than I did at 10 years old. So yeah, just super proud. So that's been a huge thing this summer is honestly, we have had something to do with volleyball, every week. So that's been crazy. And then, like I said before, she had swim team. So yeah. So then around July 4th, because really I'm like, I don't think I have even talked to you guys since June. Um, Unfortunately, illness hit. So 4th of July, my daughter got sick, like running a fever. What was that? Oh, okay. Like running a fever. And I mean, we thought she had strep, like had to take her into the doctor. And unfortunately, woo, it was viral. And so, yeah, we just had to wait it out, unfortunately. And she was sick for like almost a week. Like it was, yeah, she was definitely sick. So we kind of dealt with that. So that kind of started off our July, was illness. Then after she got over that, then it was, basically more volleyball camp and things like that. And then really sure enough, then starting last week, I got sick. Oh gosh, and I forgot. So then there was a whole technology thing. So, and I kind of posted about it, like I usually film with an iPad, and unfortunately my iPad had taken a tumble and it just was not worth fixing it. Like it would cost more to fix it than to honestly get a new iPad. So we were dealing with that. Then we finally had switched like internet providers and phone carriers because it had been 3 years, and frankly, the service we were getting just wasn't as good as it used to be. So it was kind of time to shop around. So we were doing that and pretty much updating all that stuff. So really for a good probably 2 weeks, I was dealing with like legit technology issues, whether it was rewiring for internet or finding a new device, things like that. Then looking into, okay, well, how do I want to film and things like that. So that took some time. So then after that was solved, and after, which I'm very fortunate, like I was able to get some new stuff to film with and edit with. So I am really excited about that. But then as soon as that happened, sure enough, I got sick. So, I didn't put this multi-placer in very well. It's a little loose. I wrapped some washi tape around it, but it's not quite sticking. So we'll just see how well I can handle this. So sure enough, starting last week, I figured, I'm like, oh, I probably got like a little bit of what my daughter had. And, kept trying to, just push the fluids and rest and stuff like that. And by the end of last week, it was not going away. In fact, my symptoms were getting worse. And I was just like, oh boy, I'm like, knowing me, knowing that's getting worse, is probably isn't a viral thing anymore. It's probably gone bacterial, which it had. Because not to gross anyone out, but like by the end, guys, I legit had like yellow goop coming out of my eyes. Like it was gross. It was nasty. I was sick. I probably pushed off going to the doctor too long, which is typically what I do. Sorry about my dog barking. And should have gone in sooner. So sure enough, I finally went to the doctor yesterday because I was just at this point, like literally my eyes were so like just nasty that I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, this is not good. This is not going to clear up on its own. So I finally went. Thankfully, my doctor's office does have a weekend urgent care. Thank goodness. So I was able to get in, and yeah, sure enough, the doctor was like, basically, why didn't you come and see me sooner? And because that's me. I don't know. And I know this about myself, guys. Like I have autoimmune stuff. So when I get sick, like I cannot fight it off. Like it's just really hard for me too. And so it always typically warrants like a doctor's visit and stuff like that with me. And yeah, he was like, Hannah, why did you wait so long? Because he kind of knows my history. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I was hoping I could fight it off myself this time. And he's like, yeah, we know that's not going to happen. And I was cracking up. I was talking to my mom about it. Because honestly, your mama knows best, right? She was the one who finally urged me to go to urgent care. She was like, Hannah, she's like, just go. She's like, you've got yellow gloop coming out of your eyes. Like, that's not good. So, yeah, mama knows best. We need to listen to our mamas, and I should have. And so, yeah, and she even told me, she's like, Hannah, it just is what it is. Like, you just can't fight things off. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't know, guys, though. I still, for those of you, you know, with like autoimmune stuff and everything, it's tough sometimes. You kind of wish, like, you're like, man, like, I wish I could fight, like, my husband and daughter, they can, sorry, getting a sip of water there. I mean, if they get a cold or something like that, I mean, yeah, they can fight it off. They usually recover in, 3 or 4 days. It's usually really quick. Whereas if I get sick, it like lasts over a week. And typically, yeah, I just can't, I can't get rid of stuff. So it ends up, turning bacterial, and then I'm on antibiotics. So that is just kind of the way things are for me. But yeah, but now, since yesterday, being put on the antibiotics and eye drops and all that, today I am definitely improved. Like, I called my mom this morning, and she was even like, you sound like 100% different than even yesterday. So it did work. Thank goodness. I was very happy for that. But yeah, so that's what's been going on, guys. It's just been really tons of like summer activities, and then sickness. Like, it went through the whole family. My daughter had it, my husband got a touch of it, and then sure enough, I ended up getting hit with it. So yeah, I mean, that's really been what's been going on. So yeah, really, I wish I could say more. I wish I could say there was like way more interesting stuff, but there isn't. Like, that is what it is. But I am super happy to be doing a whip and chat again. I love whip and chats. They're kind of one of my favorite videos to do, because honestly, I get to just chat with you and let you know how things are going. And then I love reading your comments, because that's where you guys can, let me know what you're doing and what you're working on. I always love to hear what people are working on too, because I know some people, there's a lot of different events kind of wrapping up, and then there's going to be events that will be starting, such as Fantastic Felines 2024. I got to plug that one in, because of course me and Laura are hosting it. But yeah, like, I know, I've been, on Instagram and following other people and what they're working on. And yeah, there's a lot of great pieces out there, some really cool things that people are working on. So I always love hearing about it. Because yeah, I just love there's so many different pieces of artwork and different things that people are working on. It's always really fun to see. It's always fun to see, because everyone's kind of got their own style, and yeah, you just never know what they're gonna do. So it's really fun. But yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on. So really, coming up, I am super, super excited, because obviously the biggest thing for me is Fantastic Felines 2024. So that is a diamond painting event that my dear friend Laura with Anxiety Art Adventures and me are hosting. And all I can say is, guys, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be so much fun. So basically, the event revolves around felines. Oh, first of all, this is one of those things I love about this drawer, is because you can split it. So technically, you can do 2 different colors in one drawer, which I love, because it has these dividers. So really, this drawer set that I got, really, you could put 120 colors in it. It's awesome. And so when I've got a double drawer like this, and I just kind of take a few, because, I don't want to spill them all out, and I just kind of scrape them in like that, just like that. And some of them have been getting caught in my nails. But I'm so sad, guys. I finally had pretty nails, and then look, one broke. The stubby one. Excuse me. I had a sip of water. I was so sad. I'm like, yay, my nails finally look good. And then this one broke. And I can't get it fixed till next week. So I'm just going to have a funky nail. But that's okay. There could be worse things, right? But yeah, so it is a diamond painting event. that is going to focus on felines, which means you can do a cat, you can do a tiger, you can do a lion, you can do a cougar, you can do basically, as long as it features some kind of feline animal, you are good. And it does not have to be a new start. It can be a WIP already. Get some more water. Sorry guys, like, oh, it's like that post-nasal drip when then you're like hacking everything up. That's the stage that I'm in right now. But yeah, I'm super excited. We have got some amazing sponsors and we will get those out soon. I know we're kind of cutting it close to when the event starts, but I will be, we'll both be posting stuff about that soon. It's been pretty crazy, but yeah, we'll have all that. We've got some awesome sponsors. I'm so excited. And yeah, it's just going to be a really fun event. So it goes for all of August. And yeah, so if you want to participate, you should, because it's going to be really fun and you can win prizes. And oh, this came out again. And who doesn't love winning prizes, right? Because those are always fun. And honestly, it's just a fun, even if you don't win a prize, it's just a fun community event. Because it's like you get to be with people who are kind of working on the same kind of thing as you. And yeah, it's just fun. It's fun to see what everyone like chooses for their kits, because you just never know. Everyone always chooses, I mean, felines, it's pretty broad. So I'm very curious to see what people end up working on. And then also, you can double dip, which means if you're participating in another event that, you know, qualifies for that event and qualifies for our event, double dip. I know some people who are doing that, because I know the really cool one that Cindy hosts, she's on Instagram, is the Cheryl Baker one, which I did last year, which was really, really fun. I know some people are double dipping in that because Cheryl Baker does have a canvas, an old canvas from Craftably that has this gorgeous cat on it. So I know some people who are like going to double dip in that. I know Oz in August by Shay, that'll be going on. Like, so I know, like, I think you could even double dip that, because like if you had something to do with like poppies or something like Wizard of Oz, and it just happened to have a feline in it, you could probably use that. So, but don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but I think you could. So yeah, like feel free to, and then, oh, and then there's like ABs in August. So like if your kit has a lot of ABs. So yeah, plenty of ways to double dip too. You know, if any of you are interested in that. Don't always feel like you have to do just one event. Like if you can use a canvas for multiple, I think that's great. I always think that's really fun to do. So yeah. Guys, I will say, for Dreamer Designs, now I have only done one other Dreamer Designs canvas besides this one. And it was a square one. And I'll be honest, the squares weren't my favorite. They were, now this was before Dreamer Designs kind of redid some things and everything like that. And the squares were okay, but not my favorite. But I will say, guys, this is my first round kit from Dreamer Designs, and it is fantastic. I have had absolutely no issues with this canvas, and it's just, these rounds are a dream. They are awesome. Look at this, guys. Look at these pink ABs. So much fun. This canvas, oh my goodness, guys. If you just want something fun, even if you're not into Care Bears, if you just want a fun, delightful kit with tons of ABs in it, like do this one. It's so much fun. It's just a great, great canvas. Unfortunately, it is sold out right now on Dreamer Designs. This one actually did go really quick. I was really happy that I did get it because it did sell out. But if you get on their email list and everything, you know, you can find out like when they're back in stock and everything. And hopefully I would hope that they would stock this one back more or you know, faster, because I've seen like a lot of inquiries online, like people looking for this one. And I don't blame him because it is a super, super fun kit. I mean, just super, it is. It's just a blast. I absolutely love this kit. I mean, look at that, more pink ABs. Which, if any of you know me, is like my favorite. If it has pink ABs, I'm there. And yeah, their round drills are just a dream to work with. They are really nice. I have had absolutely no issues with these drills. They have been fantastic. So that is something I'll definitely kind of remember for future kits, especially with Dreamer Designs. Like I still have other round kits by them that I like, don't get me wrong. But man, if they have a kit in, or I think, did I say round? Well, I have square drill ones still by them that I could do. But man, if they have another design that I love that's in rounds, sign me up because their rounds are fantastic. Really, really like them. So yeah. All right, so in other news, let's see, because I really haven't been able to talk about like what I'm reading or watching or anything like that. So very proud of myself, guys. I finally read a book this month. I actually did. I got back on the reading train and finally read a book. Now, was it a good book? No, but I am proud that I finished one. So I have a teacher friend here who she still teaches. I am no longer teaching, not a teacher anymore. Which, by the way, shout out to my teacher friends. For those of you, I know back to school is right around the corner. I remember this time of year giving me a great deal of anxiety, and I'm really happy that I do not have to worry about that anymore. But for those of you who do, who might be getting ready to kind of start getting back into those classrooms and getting ready for weeks and weeks of in-service, I am thinking of you and I feel you because I remember that time of year, you know, kind of that end of July, and it's like my eye would start twitching. Like it would start getting a little stressful. So for those of you who might be feeling that, I am thinking of you because I truly remember what that feeling is like. And I just hope that, you know, for those of you preparing for another school year, that it is a good one. It is a good one, and they'll give you time to work in your classrooms. And for those of you who are teachers, you know what that means. But yeah, so anyways, I had decided, my friend and I, we always read a book in the summer. We kind of have like a summer book club. And she's like, well, what should we read? And I'm like, And I'm like, what's a good, like, fun, you know, summer book? Because we've done, like, Stephen King before. We've done, actually, mostly Stephen King now that I think about it. But if we were like, what would be just, like, a fun summer book that's kind of light and, you know, maybe, honestly, a little predictable. Just, you know, one of those light summer reads. And I was looking around, and I was like, ooh, let's do Jaws, because I'm a huge fan of the movie. I have a tradition. I watch Jaws every 4th of July. Like, that's my 4th of July go-to movie. And I figured, I'm like, you know what? And I was reading and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's actually like 2024 marks the 50th anniversary of the book when it was written. I'm like, wow, the book is 50 years old now. That's crazy. So I thought that would be so much fun. Like, let's read it. Let's read the original book that, you know, the movie was based after. So the book was written by Peter Benchley, who's now deceased. But I was like, yeah, let's, and she's like, oh, that would be fun. Because, you know, she's the same way. She loves the movie. Like, movie's kind of iconic. And it's like, oh yeah, let's see if the book is actually, you know, like matches, like it's, you know, I always like, you know, if there's a movie that's based off of a book, I always like to, you know, compare the two. And most of the time, and this is where I say most of the time, you know, the book is still always better than the movie. Like, there's been some great movie adaptations, don't get me wrong. I think there's been some that have actually come pretty close to the book. And then there's just some that have just like completely missed the mark. So I'm like, ooh, yeah. So we're both like, yeah, let's do it. And then we'll like watch the movie and really see how it compares. Okay, so fast forward. My friend, because she's amazing, she read the book in like a week because it's actually a very short book. It's like barely over 300 pages. So yeah, I was actually surprised at how short it was. I was always kind of thinking, oh, it's probably, you know, this really long book. It's not. It's very short. And so of course my friend, she just zips right through it. And guys, I don't know. I got stuck. Like I started reading it and really probably about 3 chapters in, I was already regretting choosing this book. Like, I was like, oh dear. So guys, I had to trudge through it. And again, I am not trying to dismiss the writing ability of Peter Benchley, who's a great author. But guys, I will say, and I don't want to give spoilers or anything, you can skip the book. If you've only seen the movie and never read the book, just keep it that way. Like, I'll be very honest. It was just not, first of all, it is completely different than the movie. Like, completely. So, yeah. And the only thing I'm going to say, it's not that the book was boring. That's not it. It was actually it as far as readability, it's a great read. It could actually be very fast. What was the problem, at least for me, and I'll be very honest in saying this, I did not like any of the characters, which then made me really sad because I love the characters in the movie. Like, I love all of them. The book, very, very different. I will just leave it with, honestly, guys, by the time I was near the end of the book, I was rooting for the shark. Like, to be all seriousness, I was like, these people are horrible, and, you know, maybe it's just better if the shark eats them. Like, that's kind of where I was. That probably sounds terrible. But, you know, I can say this because it's a book, it's fiction, it's not real. So that's the only reason why I'm saying it. But yeah, I will just leave it at that, guys. It just, yeah, very, very different. So yeah, I was able to get through that. And then after, I was like, well, okay, I need to really choose something different now. Because, you know, I was finally getting into reading again, and I wanted to keep the momentum going. So now, currently, I chose my new book, and it's delightful. And I kind of went back to my standby, which is not fairy stuff. I haven't read a whole lot of fantasy since I finished the ACOTAR series. But, you know, I wanted something. I started getting more involved in Bookstagram again, which I love. Like, Bookstagram is addicting, guys. It's really bad. It keeps you from reading because you're just scrolling. But, you know, found a lot of recommended reads, asked some friends around. And finally, I was like, you know what? I just want like a light, kind of fun read, especially with likable characters. That's a huge thing because I'm like, after the book I just read, like I need to be rooting for someone besides a man-eating shark. So I finally came across, it's called like the, I forget it's basically like a cowboy series, but it's like a romantic cowboy series. And it's written by a relatively new author. Her name is Lila Sage. And yeah, they're just kind of fun, romantic comedy westerns. And I love myself a good western. Big fan of Yellowstone. Big fan, I was raised on John Wayne movies. Grew up in Arizona. So I'm like, western, perfect. Like, let's go for a western. And so far, guys, I have really enjoyed it. So it's a book of three. It's a series of three. And the third one actually hasn't even come out yet. So I'm like, oh, good. I can like, kind of catch up then. And so it's called, it's called Done and Dusted, the first book. And it's just delightful. So far, it's really fun. It's really light. The characters are neat. It takes place in Wyoming, on this ranch. So, very Yellowstone-esque if you like Yellowstone. And I have honestly really enjoyed it so far. So, so we'll just see where that goes. But yeah, it's been fun. The characters are fun. I mean, it really is. It's just one of those books. You know how you have those books that are just, you really don't want a lot of, like, you almost want it to just kind of be predictable and just one of those fun reads that it's like, oh, you know what? I just enjoyed that. You didn't really need a whole lot of like intense content or anything. It just wanted something light, fun to read, good summer read. It's like, one I would consider like a beach read, a vacation read. And that's exactly what it's been. So I have really enjoyed that. So I will let you know when I'm finished with that, because I'm about, probably a quarter of the way through. I just started not too long ago. And I didn't do a whole lot of reading the past couple of days because, frankly, trying to like tilt my head to read or anything was really messing with my sinuses. So hopefully I'll get that finished sooner than later. But so far, I've really enjoyed it. If you like that kind of stuff. If you don't, then obviously don't read it because you won't like it. But yeah, so that is what I'm reading. As far as watching, this is kind of funny. And for those of you who know me, I like a variety of shows. I like your, very light comedies. And I also like your like intense miniseries. And it's funny. So this is crazy. So for years, my husband and I we've been married for 11 years. And during the whole time of our marriage, he's always been like, oh, what's another good show we could watch? Because we like to, choose a show and watch it together. Hence why, we did Yellowstone and things like that. And for the longest time, I've always said, well, have you ever watched the show The Sopranos? So The Sopranos was a show in the late 90s, early 2000s. And it was an HBO show. And for those of you who are familiar with it, it's about a guy named Tony Soprano. He's in the mafia, all that. He's like the boss of the crime family in Jersey. And, he's got a family and stuff like that. And so I had watched that series years ago when before I was married and all that. And I would actually like rent the DVDs at the library and go watch them because I couldn't afford cable. And I loved it. It was just, a lot of storytelling, very memorable characters, lots of different conflicts, things like that. And I loved it. Like, I loved that show. And so for the longest time, I've always told my husband, I was like, you really should watch it. I think, it's because my husband likes more TV like that. If it's not like Seinfeld and The Office, then it has to have like really good storytelling and characters, which is why he liked Yellowstone so much. And I think my husband also likes, he likes those flawed characters. Like he's really into shows like that, where, the character you're rooting for isn't always really a good person. Like my husband likes those kinds of shows, as do I, honestly. They're kind of the anti-heroes, right? So, yeah, we started The Sopranos. And, it is just as good as I remember. So we just finished season 1. So there's 6 seasons altogether. So, we've got a ways to go. But, it's funny. He was like, like after watching the first few episodes, he's like, why didn't I watch this before? Oops, sorry. And, we'll see how much I got of that. Well, anyways, he was like, well, why haven't I watched The Sopranos before? And I'm like, I've been saying it for like quite a few years. Like, you'd probably really like this show. And yeah, so now he's like, oh yeah, this is really good. I really like it. So yeah, so that's been fun. So yeah, like I said before, we just finished the first season, and you know, we'll probably start the second season soon. But that's been really, really fun to watch again. Because it was great writing. It was good characters, at least to me. You know, some of you may not like it at all because it's very violent, and there's lots of swearing, and there's also, you know, but like you know, it's like definitely the equivalent of like a rated R show for sure. But it's been fun to kind of have that to watch together again. So yeah, so that's kind of been what's going on, guys. So yeah, lots of fun stuff to look forward to, especially Fantastic Felines. Super excited about that. I need to probably kit up my kit soon because yeah, I want to make sure that one's all ready. I'm really hoping I have some unboxings for you coming up. I did definitely during my time away, I definitely did buy some stuff. So I don't think I went too crazy, but I might have a little. So I definitely, yeah, I did buy some stuff. So I'm really hoping to do an unboxing for you soon. I want to wait till I feel a little bit better, so I'm not like this, like sniffing and coughing through the whole thing. Because I don't know, for an unboxing, I really don't want to do that. But yeah, so I really hope you guys are all doing well. I'm kind of seeing how long I've been going. Oh, okay, I'm just about at the time. So I really hope everyone's doing well again. I'm so sorry I was away, but really happy to be back. And I just really hope everyone is doing well. Please let me know how you're doing. I would love to know. I want to know what you're working on. I'm going to plan to go live every Thursday again at noon Central Standard Time. So I'm going to try and go live this Thursday. And hopefully we can catch up more, and I will be seeing you guys more frequently again. So again, I appreciate your patience. I had a lot of well-wishers when I was sick, so thank you for that. Like, this community is always just the kindest community, and I always appreciate all of you guys for that. So yeah, but I hope this video brought you a little bit of joy, because it does. It brings me joy making them. It feels really good to be talking to you guys again. And I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you the next time. Bye.